do for you is I want to take you through tracing meridians. The reason I want to take you through tracing meridians is I want to guide you and let you really understand that this wonderful flow of energy is moving around your body at all times. It's like a riverbed. And so when you work with an acupuncturist, in fact, I have a great story. When I was trying to get pregnant in 2007, we had gone through a family loss. I had a stillbirth, and I knew that when I left the hospital, I could either leave feeling totally caught in grief, or I had a choice to respond to it in a different way. And so when I left the hospital, I actually was really clear that although I was grieving and I was hurting, I was very, very clear that I could get stuck in my grief, I could get stuck in the pain, or I could take that pain and that beautiful soul that came through me, and I could do something fabulous with it. Which is one of the main reasons I'm standing in front of you right now in your living room, is that this is the something great that I did with it. And so what Montana taught me was we just need to be grateful for everything and anything. And even though this is tough right now, I am grateful that my family is healthy and strong and that we're all here together. So find things to be grateful for. The other thing when I left the hospital is I also knew deep in my heart, even though I was an older mother, I wanted to get pregnant again. I just knew it in my soul. I was meant to get pregnant again. And my doctors, when you have a loss like that at an older age, they don't talk about, this is why the one thing that really bugs me about what they're saying about older people, it's as if they're not strong enough and resilient. These people are resilient. And so we need to give them our hope, our love, our prayers. So anyways, as an older mother trying to get pregnant, the doctors weren't talking to me about, oh yeah, you can get pregnant. So I can really relate to what they're saying in the news now. So I knew I wanted to get pregnant, and I knew I needed to heal with grace and gratitude, and I knew I had a choice to get stuck in my grief or to find things to be grateful about. And so I found a Chinese acupuncturist, and in that Chinese acupuncturist, he started looking at my tongue, he looked at my nails. I had no idea about this meridian system. So if you don't know what the meridian system is, don't worry, you're not alone. It took me several years to get it, but it's not going to take you several years because we've got Donna Eden in our back pocket. Anyways, I got to the acupuncturist, and he was talking to me about Chinese herbs. He's looking at me, and he literally was shaking his head at me. And I was like, okay, why is he shaking his head at me? It's been 2 months since I buried Montana, and shouldn't I be grieving? I mean, that's what I thought. Right now, with everything going on, shouldn't we be feeling bad? Shouldn't we be angry? Shouldn't we be upset? Yes, and those emotions, what he taught me was those emotions were meant to move through the meridian system and out so that something like hope and joy and inspiration can come back through. Now, I had no idea what the gentleman was talking about. He was about 70 plus years old. He seemed very wise. And so I naively asked him, I said, well, can you tell me what you're doing? And he said, no, I can't tell you what I'm doing. He shook his head. He kind of gave me a look and then said, no way, there's just too much information. But he did say if I wanted to use Chinese herbs with acupuncture, that my healing process would move faster. So I was game. I was into the acupuncture the next minute. I had no idea what we were doing. I had needles all over my body. Now in Eden's method, we don't use needles. We use our little fingertips as magnets, and we use acupressure. So it's a pretty good deal. So anyway, so I started with acupuncture. And then another month went by, and I met another gentleman that started talking to me about the meridians. And the way he talked to me about the meridians, he isolated them. So he talked about the Lung Meridian. And that's all I looked at. I think for an entire year, I had no clue they were all one. So the meridian system is this invisible line of energy that is constantly moving through your body, and it's feeding your organs of your body. And it's also feeding the muscles, it's feeding the bones. Now, most people can't see the meridian systems. I think Donna is one of the special people that can, and there's other people out there that can see the meridian system. And the great thing is science is catching up. So they're starting to have more tests where they can start to identify these meridian systems. But they all are one big pathway. So it's like one big long snake, or I like to think of them as like a riverbed. And when it's flowing easily and effortlessly, right, energy is moving and we feel energized, we feel excited, right? When it's not flowing, then we start feeling like blocks and it could feel like pain. So let's go ahead and trace them. So I'm going to back up a little bit. We always start with our central meridian. So we're going to start here. We're going to place our hands on the pubic bone and we're going to drag our hands up below the lip. We're going to twist it and throw away the key. And then we're going to come to the governing meridian. So we're going to bring our hands here to our tailbones, our winter weight, and then we are going to drag our hands up. We're going to reach for it, and we're going to drag over the center line, up the toe, lock those two together, and throw away the keys. Now we started here at 12 o'clock, and so I think we're still in heart time, so we're going to go with it. So you're going to hold your hand out. I want you to put your hand at the armpit. You're going to drag your hand down and off the pinky finger, and when you get there, give it a little twist. On the other side, you're going to put your hand on your armpit, you're going to drag your hand down, you're going to give it a little twist and off. Now keep your hand out and just turn your hand over so that we can connect to small intestine. Small intestine lands at 1 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and it's about discerning. It's deciding where all of those nutrients going to go. So we're going to grab our pinky, we're going to come on up, we're going to dip down, so we're going to do a little dip, we're going to come up the neck to the cheek, and then off at the ear. Let's go to the other side. Small intestine, 1 to 3 p.m. We're going to drag our hand. We're going to make a nice little dip. We're going to come to the cheek and off at the ear. Small intestine. Now, even though my hands have left, right, we're going to start noticing a connection. So small intestine ended here. We're going to come to bladder. Right at the third eye, or between the two eyebrows, we're going to drag our hands up over the head. We're going to come down. We're going to send it down as far as we can. We're going to reach for it. We're going to make like a little Christmas tree, and then around our buttocks. We're going to come back up to the top. We're going to leave it there, and we're going to grab it. We're going to come all the way down, and we are going to, let me see, come off our pinky toes. Now, stay down there, because we want to roll our feet up, and we're going to reach for the bottom of our feet, which is K1. So I'm going to come on K1, I'm going to come underneath the ankle, I'm going to make a nice little loop there, and we're going to come up, we're going to fan out, and we're going to dip. All right. Now I got to tell you, when I do that little loop for kidney, I feel like I go a little dyslexic, so I always wonder, did I do the loop right? So if that happens to you, don't worry about it. Intention equals results. So here we are at the K27, or kidney meridian. Now we're going to connect, and kidney meridian is 5 to 7 p.m. Now we're going to connect to circ 6. So we're going to come on the outside of our nipple. We're going to drag our hand down and off the middle finger. Other side. Off the nipple, down, off the middle finger. Stay there again. Turn your hand over. Now we're going to talk to triple warmer. Now, triple warmer happens to be the ring finger. And if you're in a relationship and you are hunkering in with your spouse and you're not used to them working at home, I am actually used to working with my husband at home because my office is here, then you might be like, oh man, this is a little more stressful than I signed up for, right? Because you're not used to working and living 24/7. So I always remember triple warmer that way. Anyway, so here we are with triple warmer. We're at the ring finger. We're going to come up right where the dark skin and the light skin kind of meet. We're going to be on the back side there. We're going to come up over the shoulder, up the neck, over the ear, and we're going to finish the temple. Always want to do the other side. So triple warmer is that time of the night that you should be settling down. It's 9 to 11 p.m., so we're at the ring finger again, coming up where the dark skin and the light skin meet, up the neck and around the ear, finishing at the temple. For triple warmer. Now look at where we are. We're here with triple warmer. So we're now going into gallbladder. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. We're going to drop down. We're going to make a nice circle. Now somebody missed that, so I'm going to do it again. So we're going to drop down. We're going to come up and make a circle. We're going to go over the ears. I always tell my students, I think this is one of the sexiest ones. You're going to come back up and down. This time you're going to come in at the ribs, out at the waist, in at the hips, and down. And we're going to come down the sides of our legs, a little dip in there, and off the fourth toe. Stay down there. Now we're at liver, big toe. You're looking for the big toe. You're coming straight up, coming all the way up, fanning out, coming in. Give it a little rub. Liver, let's see, gallbladder, I think I said was 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Liver is 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. One of my students says, well, what happens if I wake up there? It might mean that something's out of balance. So now here we are at liver. Next thing we want to do is we want to connect to, I got lost, lung. Lung starts here at the chest, and in fact, if you bring your elbows in and just kind of come up, sort of hits where that middle finger is. Oh, excuse me, do it this way. There we go. So we're going to start here, and we're going to come down and off the thumb. Don't want to mess that one off. And over side. So I'm just kind of going where my middle finger is, and I'm coming off the thumb. Now turn your hand over again. Now lung, which happens to be at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., we are now sending energy to large intestine. So large intestine is your index finger. We're going to come down, up over the shoulder, up the neck, under the nose, and out. Other side, index finger and large intestine. What time is it? 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. We're going to come up, over the shoulder, up the face, and out. Large intestine. Now look at where it finished. How perfect. We're going to stomach. Stomach is 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's when you should be eating breakfast. Some of you are sleeping in. That's okay. So we're going to go stomach. We're going to drop down to our chin. We're going to come up and around. We're going to come down our nipple line and off the second toe. And stay down there, because now we're going to grab spleen. Come on the inside of your foot, drag your hands up. Take your time with spleen. She really needs your love. Come up, down, and thump. For spleen, and spleen is 9 to 11 a.m. And that takes us back to heart. Here we are with heart, and we're going to start at our armpit again and off the pinky toe, a pinky finger. And heart on the other side, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Voila, we always want to close that up because we want to create that nice microcosmic orbit field. And so we're going to go up central and up governing. We're going to lock it, throw away the key. Now, because there's so much hype about lung right now and everyone's concerned about respiratory, I want to give you one little simple tip that you can apply to any one of the meridians, and that is flushing lung. How you flush lung is, we start again with our hand out. Now, if it's your own body, you can be wherever you want to be. I'm exaggerating my hand out just so that you can see what I'm doing, but this hand doesn't have to be out. It can be any place that you feel comfortable. It's your body, so it could be here. I like to start here because with the lung meridian, unlike a dead body, our meridians, we're like this. We're alive. We're good, right? And so in that respect, this is the direction that the energy is going. So when we have lung going this way, it's going up. So to flush it, we come down one time and then out. So we come down one time to take old energy off that no longer serves us, and we come up. So that's flushing lung. Last but not least, I'm noticing the time, so I want to leave you with a reminder. Again, my name is Kelly Goetz. I am an Eden's Energy Medicine clinical practitioner. I'm one of your faculty people on your certification program, and I also teach the Level 1 Fundamentals in Illinois. And with that, I'm going to leave you with one more thing. I finish every single one of my sessions with this wonderful radiant circuit energy exercise, and I'm missing those sessions right now. But what always delights me is that when I do this for my clients at the end of their session, there's always this beautiful smile of light that comes to their face. And so with that, I want to offer this to you. So we're going to do the 9 hearts exercise. And so we're going to rub our hands together. And we're going to come to our forehead. We're going to draw 3 hearts. No matter where you are in this world, I'm sending hearts to you. That you are safe, that you are well, and that you are using this time to rediscover your soul's gifts and your purpose. I'm sending hearts to you, that you flow. And with that, I simply wish to say thank you. It's been a pleasure serving you today. Infinite love and gratitude. Bye-bye.